Is one healthy if they are well adjusted to a sick society?
If the Iconoclasts reach that... I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the Iconoclast. Well, because the module controls the weapon. Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will... Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon.
Don't worry. We'll send an engineering team for those later.
Of course, they'll be useless without that targeting module, which is why it...
Which is also why we can't let the Iconoclasts get them.
The board's own Salvage and Recovery Clause 32B would say differently.
And they won't dare challenge us over this. Not after the data you found on their experiment.
Can you imagine what those maniacs...
And roll back all the progress we've made at reconciling with the rest of Halcyon.
Oh, I've known their ilk long enough. Even if they merely sat on the scraps, the threat of a bunch of anarchists holding a gunship would bring the full wrath of the board down on...
Threaten the system's order and you call down the wrath of the universe.
Ah, you see our quan... Good. They're all mad! And what's more, they... No.
Remember what we
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. You too?
He has a point, sir. And it's not a...
Supposing you're right, who exactly... That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo. I'd be willing to consider it, but Very well. I can't promise anything, but... Well, it seems like she's actually... I wasn't expecting to say this, but if you can put her in charge and get...
You didn't seem too much like traveling with us before you met that hermit fellow.
Yes. I was kind of an ass, wasn't
Something on your mind? Too bad. Had I a reliable third party I could trust to set up a meet, maybe I'd consider it. With all the help you've done here, at first I thought it could have been you. But I can't trust you to think logically. Your priorities are skewed a bit so no. In another life, maybe...
How are you feeling, Mr. Vicker? After your,
Any luck bringing... I don't like the idea... Well, aren't you unpredictable? It lends you a certain air of mystery. It's quite...
I wouldn't get excited just yet, sir. It looks like the Iconoclasts followed you. I have word they're gathering in the ruins outside.
I admire that you can still call forth that wit of yours at a time like... But I suppose we've no choice. They'll knock our walls down. It looks like this means...
He's right, sir.
Well, I didn't ask for a I'll lock the south gate to keep them out. You'll have to approach from the north.
Gonna need to buy myself an entire Rizzo plant after all this.
I got it!
How are you feeling, Mr. Vicker? After your, hallucinations.
Fantastic. But it must be said that the sensation of myself as a separate mind inside of...
If the iconoclasts reach that, I don't suppose you... Well,
It looks like
but it looks... Well,
Poor Braxton. I don't want
This way! We need to push through and take that bridge. What was that?
Take cover!
Everyone all right?
What was that? What was that? Don't mess it.
Hurt, huh? they come!
That's the last of them!
Here they come! Fine hit, Captain! Everyone all right?
You're back! And in one peek?
We did indeed, sir.
I can't believe it! Not that I'm really surprised, but... Between our reinstatement on the board and the gain of this ship, we'll usher in a new...
I'm right glad to hear it, Mr. Sanjar. Folks around here could use...
And perhaps in time, I can use my position on the board to turn things around for the... I shall. Perhaps I'll write you a brief. Anyhow, thank you. What can I do? Quite well, actually. It's astounding how our residents are reporting increased productivity during their shifts and improved satisfaction. And since we're back in the board's good graces, we've got real growth prospect.
But oh, I'll bet.
Captain, I hope you made the right decision. We've reached HRS-1084, Captain. It's emitting a very weak docking signal. I almost mislabeled it as normal A30.
This is the place. We'll need the power generators back on to finish this job. Captain, a word of caution. Those automechanicals are likely to wink when we power the generator.
Captain, I've been attempting to contact you with urgent... A UDL vessel has been tracking our position and just recently...
I've been waiting for this day since we tagged your ship in Cascadia, Captain. So glad we finally have this opportunity. My ship is docked with Teddy. I think not. The refueling system at You've been poking your nose into restricted locations. This makes my superiors unhappy. I assure you that...
Here I was, hoping we wouldn't have to hurt anybody.
All right, people, start.
Oh, so
Keep a sharp eye out, Captain. One wrong step could incapacitate or kill. Sublight will be well pleased that you have claimed the station for them. Myself, I'll be fine leaving this place.
Hold on a tick. Don't we know Chartrand? From Cascadia?
Why was I built to feel ennui? Captain, I must say, your thrilling management of the UDL troops at HRS-1084. Welcome back, Captain. What's that? What do you mean? How? I told him not to go because of his head injury. I knew that likely any need a moment to process this. Thank you for confiding in me, Captain. I have been keeping a secret as well. What? No. Discounting the architecture of a ship, I never get bored and contemplate hijacking the ship. I do not like joking about the captain, How did you guess, Captain? Did Sam tell? We've arrived at the ground. Breaker.
Finally, a base of our own. I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with... Aside from the automated... I knew it. I've been less than honest with you. You're so... That's right. Up until now, I've kept you in the dark for your protection. And more important, after the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like... You and I have stumbled onto something big. I'm thinking more along the lines of the sapient species. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Before we go any further, I want you... You call that an open mind? Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 10... Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not...
This doesn't feel at all right, Captain.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. If we're gonna see this through... Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. I need you to... She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2%. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. It's cute that you'd think... I just want to add savior of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions out... We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, this is... An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the... Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Remember, the tanks were just the shit. This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything,
Welcome aboard, Captain. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Invasive contaminants detected.
Here they come!
Here it comes!
Do you mind? I'm me. Oh. You mean... Nothing, it's just... I thought you'd be taller. Anyway, the Phoenix is a wanted man and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his... Afraid not.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been...
What work specialists, huh?
Huh? Oh! What was that?
Pollutant purified.
Don't hurt me. Please. I'm sorry.
Bag required. Hands off the ground.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing wrong with stability. It means everything's running like clockwork.
Don't you ever want a little fun?
What is it? Whoa, I'm not one of... Birds are kind of... But I can give you... Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between Maybe you could do some Just remember... I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever...
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much...
The other thing about birds, though... Exactly. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who was... Doesn't that... And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came... Sure, that part is. That's why they... But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have any...
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater...
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms. At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but they eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't... But they never fixed it, never replaced... The whole episode made me wonder. If they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box. After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information.
Down there, the new ship. Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
But what would they be doing here? And how did they ever get permission to land?
Perhaps we'll finally get some excitement after all.
Move along.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
Auntie Cleo's ketchup. Organic, vegan, handmade, wheat-free, dairy-free, nut-free.
Is that supposed to be a model of the system? Not super accurate.
Unit recharging. All cleaning jobs have been completed.
What? Something's not right.
Caution!
Huh?
Scoured with prejudice.
Spacer's Choice Adrenal. For life's little injuries.
Take him down!
Spacer's Choice Zero G Brew. An ale that's good for what ails you.
I'll take care of this.
What? Something's not
Caution!
right.
Station in danger. Neutralized.
Go.
I've always loved that sculpture.
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
This one's mine!
Oh, can you believe this outfit? Well, I guess that's every... You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for. To fix up the air cyclers. They only carried... I know. For a while, it felt like everything... Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. Oh, this is real scary, Cap.
I love Byzantium. Where else are you going to find art, culture, working planets? Remember that stranger I saw in the square? Shh. You know, the one traveling with the rather filthy plumber? I thought we had automechs for that sort of thing.
Enough! They're standing right here.
What?
Caution!
No prisoner!
Citizens, today marks a momentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. Revenue streams and we are publishing For now, my friends, keep up the hard work.
Reminder.
Watch out!
No prisoner!
That's the last of them!
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
I'll take him down!
Neutralize and sanitize. Invasive contaminants detected.
You think the privy's gold-plated too?
area discovered. Preparing to sanitize.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get... Hagen? I've never heard of her. Is she from the board? To keep me quiet. But if you didn't know, I always assumed they would put a bullet in my head.
That's a gentlemanly way of putting it, Captain. She's obsessed with aliens.
This is utter nonsense. I've never... What happened to the team? Tell me you didn't move their suspension tanks. I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt them.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not... The food we grow here barely sustains human life. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive... Halcyon? Our colony? Food here doesn't feed us real good. So I want to change Earth humans into Halcyon. I know. I was there. We learned a lot from his autopsy. Enough that we could try it on each other and know when to stop. I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message. Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation...
You really think the board got our best interests at heart?
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. If I die, they're... The one on the wanted posters? I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander? If working with Wells is the only... I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive. Wrong answer.
System alert beginning.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project.
What was that?
Don't hurt me, please!
Neutralized. Please pick up all spilled crew members.
Do we really need all this?
Dirt alert! Dirt alert! Invasive contaminants detected.
Look out! Bring him down!
I'm quite through playing games.
Okay, Captain?
Disorder detected. Minimal.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyon can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Caution! Infestation encroaching! and ready to kill germs. That will leave it.
No, please don't.
Fight dirty. Clean up the competition. Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
That's right. You weren't here when it.
Time to take on the track.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
Let the record show that subject 23K's cause of death is cerebral vascular incident brought up.
Here we go!
Performance evaluation is sterling.
Oh, Lord.
I don't want to
My
die!
finger's soiled. No!
competition. Clean up the competition. Putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
What do you think you're... Oh. This area's... I knew it!
Here they come! On the job!
I don't want to die!
Reloading!
Neutralized! Please pick up all killed crew members.
Don't hurt
Sanitized.
Great work. That's clever.
Vegetation and maintenance job fulfilled. Customer, please allow this unit to dispose of any and all biohazardous waste materials.
Processing.
Incoming!
Trespassers terminated. Unexcused.
Encroaching.
All performing.
Caution! Resuming passive mode.
Process beginning.
Nice work.
Underperforming.
Bag required.
I'm afraid
It is clean, mean, and ready to kill germs.
Sorry, but we don't provide directions.
Well, you're obviously not... Are you serious? You're a sightseer? Alonzo Valle. I'm currently operating a sightseeing tour of... Glad you asked. We've placed some beacons across a series of locations around... That's slow... Outstanding! Here, when you find a beacon, find every beacon...
Done.
Welcome to the Bureau of Exploration. We're not currently...
Great work.
Take out the trash.
Don't mess with it.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, you know our C&P.
Welcome, intrepid adventurer, to Prosperity Plaza, where the shops never close. Now, make your way to the bustling region of Emerald Vale. Prepare to be dazzled by the Vale's breathtaking lava flows. Rated the third most impressive in Halcyon.
Think I can hit that mechanical down there?
You'll get... in trouble.
No, I won't. I'll blame it on you.
Anti-Cleon antibiotics. Be comforted knowing. And then any antibiotics cannot stop, you'll probably...
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14%. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
All right. She's on. Oh.
I believe your choice to spare Chartrand would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublight's money is inconsequential in the face of ethics.
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench. Used for the camera. Probably half as tall.
Is it done? Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, technically I owe you an exit interview. You're awfully quick to trust out of my...
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted.
Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous.
Deal with this one.
What was that?
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
We are victorious.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete record.
Looking for some spacer? Don't take my word for it. See for... Have a look.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled...
If you're here for this week, I found...
Welcome back. Do wipe the blood and space dust from your feet in the entry.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I'm near about... So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, and then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she... She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live... Monarchist? Sure was. Near best thing to... When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, But I stopped her, because I wanted to say it first. One of us has got to be. We're both... I told her about how she made me feel. Bold. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She was worried she wouldn't get the words out right. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked... And then she sneezed again. It's all on your account, you know. I don't know nothing about the Vickers capital P plan, but... So, if you don't mind...
We are now in orbit above...
moving, Captain.
Customer, all germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Oh!
Caution! Clean up the competition!
We hope you've enjoyed your trek across the breathtaking landscape of Emerald Vale, Terra 2's most fertile settlement and future breadbasket of health.
Who was that?
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
Please, open the door. Why are all the lights off?
Where are we headed today, Captain? The destination reached.
Is our colony's busiest mining settlement. But don't take our word for it. Ask one of the hundreds of proud Hephaestus.
Good, you're back. Not that. We're in orbit.
Invasive contaminants detected.
Welcome to Terra 1, the most Earth-like world in Halcyon. Take a moment.
Well, I did not expect you back. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Oh, I really do have the worst luck. The tour's not real, friend. Board shut it down years ago due to I outfitted every beacon with a recording device. Live footage of dim-witted mercenaries. Fine, fine. One certified explorer's hat. Hey!
Welcome to the Bureau of Exploration. We're not currently
Quite dirty. Clean up the competition.
Back for a rest? Space. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate?
Myself busy in your absence. Optimized. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me... Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. That's not a plan. That's a goddamn... That makes two things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human life. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish? You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, then, I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopeless. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to... Short of lining up every member of the board, and do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a... We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but... Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space. Right? Just wait until you hear the details. I haven't been this energized since the time I injected myself. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony...
Experimental methods for killing noxious life forms.
Well said, whatever you are. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can... Certainly. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly... Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to... The board might notice. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant things. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. Certainly. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well...
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central... Remember that you are not... insured.
Power's up, Captain.
Watch out, Captain! Mega Solution Purified!
What was that?
Good. A fight!
Open fire!
Scoured with prejudice.
must be unsettling for you, Captain.
Establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a new suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
You make it dirty, Sam cleans it up.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
The weight of this is almost too much, isn't it?
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Speed setting, maximum capacity.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. And also potentially kill an entire planet. Jump-starting the skip drive.
Well, it's been a good life.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative.
ADA. Does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not...
Yes, I am...
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Analyzing area. Fallen debris. And...
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from... Captain, I shall...
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather... How can I... We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Caution!
For your friend.
prejudice.
Impressive, as always.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to... sensei. And down to the bridge. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for our max, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put.
Those Borg goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus.
Breaking Phineas Wells out of a maximum security penitentiary.
To extract the scientist, you will need to.
I ain't no one better suited to it, Captain.
I'm sure the outlaw Phineas. If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like...
Command, no.
Waiting on your... Destination reached. The ground.
Well.
CNP Borsworth. It's not the worst unless it's worse.
It's all. Wanna.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. Soft, sour, candy shell, aromatic, sweet purple berry flavored sentiment. Not just chilling.
Did you bring me anything? New parts? Last weekend's crossword puzzle? Preferably not already filled out this time. I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus... Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed. Your ship is not permitted to leave until you remit payment for your fines and submit yourself. Only after your smoking corpse is thrown from an airlock will we lift the lockdown on your...
Captain, I would not recommend this course of action.
Protocol is important, sir. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically. Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Looks like you're gonna have... Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the... Pay no...
Transmission... How can I be... May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck...
The captain did right by us
What
once.
was that?
Now
What's
it's
that?
ours. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardad.
What's that?
We got a fight on our hands. We're still alive.
Don't mess with us.
The labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system.
I suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh? Fear not, Captain. I'll watch your back. Here we go! What's well done, Captain! Here they come! Right hand! On your right,
Incoming! Look it up!
All of this raid is their defeat.
No!
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
I just earned a flying bonus. Thought I saw something.
Put him down!
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing.
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have.
And the convict. The vicar. You know.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it. I'm not in your way, you dullard. You talk to me. Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but Sophia's doing good work up there with Phineas. You're...
We're pretty good at this.
Really doing this, huh? Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos. My reports said you were simple-minded. I simply never imagined you'd be stupid enough to throw the entire system in. I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by leaving you alive was my greatest mistake. But it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I'm aware of your propensity for violence. You're a talented fighter. I'm going to regret destroying such remarkable... This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a... And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that...
Coming.
Why won't you just die?
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone...
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news...
You mean... we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person. I see. Well, you've certainly earned a treat for yourself. I'll just, get on with reviving the other colonists and saving Halcyon, then. Enjoy your, creamed ice, or whatever you call it.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Without Lilia Hagen, Sublight Salvage fell apart. The company fractured, devolving into a series of unregulated criminal gangs, fences, and smugglers. Their facade of legitimacy quickly faded, In time, the Sublight family was forgotten. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to save Halcyon on his own. You had more pressing matters to attend to. As you tasted your first scoop of Rizzo's partially emulsified, semi-frozen milk-like dessert, you realized something. All your troubles, all your adventures, all your struggles and choices, they had all led to this single moment. And it was all worth it. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Welcome back, Captain. You have...
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had... You have something I want. Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals and destroyed an... My scientists tell me they'll restore the damage you've done within a matter of months. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to... I'm not on your ship. This is a transmission?
Adjutant Akonde's call has been...
Ch